Hello, hello. Hey, guys, welcome back. All right, let's jump on in, shall we? We're going to take a look at whatever the message is for the 6th of February. Let's see. We are starting out with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody is done feeling like their day will come, and instead, maybe their day is today. You know, maybe it's time. It's really characters can take so long sometimes thinking that they have to wait for their time in the sunlight. We got a King of Pentacles upright. I think it's payout day. We may have an earth energy, possibly a divine masculine, who is finally having things like click into place. If he's worked really hard for a really long time, you notice this is somebody who's like, whoops, sorry, wrong card. There we go. This is somebody who's been, working as a janitor, but seeing himself on the rise. And, someday I'm going to be that CEO of the company. Right now, maybe I'm the janitor, but I have big dreams. I have big plans. I'm thinking that because this is where we don't have to keep waiting for, time to pass and continuously putting in an investment, because we're finally possibly going to get the harvest. And so the waiting time or that prolonged energy can finally come to a full stop. This actually feels really good. Like we have a divine masculine who is either just radically accepting himself now and saying, you know what, I have a lot to offer. There, I said it. I do. I have a lot to offer. This, I don't know if we're off the coast of Portugal, but then also this could be many different cities. This could be Miami. This could be New York. We've got this man and he's kicking it on his yacht. He may not be balling quite that big, okay, but he's got confidence. He knows what his worth is. He knows what his value is, and that's huge. Anytime a character is finally sitting in that place of, all right, I get it. I've got this. I can do this. I feel empowered. I know I have worth. I know I have a lot to offer. That's where, things start to turn in his favor. That 7 of Wands is how we overcome a struggle. And I'm going to say he knew some lean years, or I don't know if he's felt this good about himself in a long time, but it's opening up all kinds of, once you feel empowered, now you can do a lot more. Now you have all this next layer of confidence. And I'm thinking that it's about time for him to move toward some other wish that he has. Oh, I'm cheering for him. I'm so excited for this. This feels like all masculine energy. He's getting on the plane. Good for you. You're taking off. He's going somewhere because he believes in himself now. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be a him, okay? It's just that we have exclusively masculine energy here, but this could be a feminine as well. I don't read for genders, but let's say this is a character in their masculine energy, meaning they're action taking. They're the energy of the sun. They're projecting their thoughts, their desires, and they're pursuing things, versus the energy of the moon, which is the gravitational pull that pulls stuff toward oneself. So he's ready to go. Now he could literally be getting on a plane. And here's the thing. It doesn't mean that his life is perfect. It doesn't mean that he has gobs and gobs and gobs of money. What he knows is that he has personal value, and he has the right to pursue the life that he wants and the freedom to do so. So this is a free man, which you never feel more empowered than when you chart your own life's course, right? So this is, I think he really has confidence that he can, even if he doesn't have a lot of money right now, it's all right. He can still spend his money where he wants to, pursue the life that he wants to live. I keep feeling like this is somebody who's, I feel like this is JFK now, which I've only been through that airport like 3 times in my life, but it almost feels like JFK to me. I don't know, again, that city skyline, it also has a Vegas vibe to it that looks kind of like outside the windows of Vegas as well. It's hard to tell, but we definitely have a skyline. Okay. So he's going somewhere. Knight of Swords and the Magician. Magician, musician, in this case, you see him DJing. We see him escaping I feel like this masculine is escaping some very boring life or boring 9 to 5. Maybe he's immigrating. Maybe he's going to go, go do the Euro circuit of, music concerts and DJ his way around the globe. Or maybe this is just him finally pursuing the stuff that he really cares about. He's finally living his best life. Now, there's a honey out there in the crowd looking his way. And this is what he's manifesting. He wants to be wherever. I don't know if he knows that she exists or if this is just part of his big plan in life. I'm going to pursue the kind of life that I want to have. I'm going to go places that, where I follow my dreams, my career path. And it's going to, if I'm following my real path, it's going to bring me into contact with somebody that's really special. Now, I will say there's a lot happening here, right? That the energy of the 6th seems to be, not all this can happen on the 6th, right? It's more along the lines of like the seeds have been planted. The first steps to all of these other things unfurling are taking shape. I mean, I guess we could say that this man wakes up on the 6th and he says, you know what? Damn it. I feel good. I feel good about who I am. I feel good about what I can do. I trust myself. And I'm going to do something bold today. I'm going to get on that plane. I'm going to go fly to wherever I need to fly. I'm going to get out of my head, escape my fears, and I'm going to go after my real hopes, wishes, dreams, and goals. And maybe he is going to take a flight on the 6th. If he does go somewhere, do something that large on the 6th, he will likely end up like that's the next chapter of his life that he's opening up. That's where he's never going back to feeling like he's in a box again. And then the other components of what his plan is that he's manifesting will come to pass. If he wants some blonde honey in a red dress, he'll meet that divine counterpart. He does want love. He wants somebody who will support him. He wants somebody who, in the world of all these people, right? 8 billion plus people on this planet. Love is really special because we could love a lot of different people, but we don't. We only fall for a few. And so that's really special. And he, I think, knows that. And he also knows that whomever this is going to love him the same way he loves her. Now, I don't know if he already knows who she is. It could be. He seems pretty defined. It seems like he knows where he needs to be. We've got a King of Swords. Talk about defined. He knows exactly where he wants to be, why he wants to do it, who he's looking for. Now, does he know her name? Does he know exactly who she is? I don't know, but he has a very clear vision of, what he wants. Now, my impression is that he does know who she is. He could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but he started out as an earth sign. So he could also be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Then again, he doesn't have to be any of those zodiacs to simply be someone exhibiting those traits. We also saw the Magician, so we have strong Virgo and Gemini energy. I just think he's a man with a plan. I think we've got a divine masculine who is in, if any person who's in their best energy is going to know that they're valuable and know that they have, purpose and know that they have dreams that they should be permitted to pursue and encouraged to pursue. And also to know that we can make our dreams come true. This is what he really believes his life path is. Then that is his life path. He will, of course, get those things. We have a 10 of Swords in the reverse. There's, I don't know if there's a hurt or a pain around this particular, romantic connection, and he wants to go win her back, or if this is more speaking to like him vanquishing those previous feelings of not being good enough, being even like imposter syndrome. This could be somebody who was famous, was a CEO of a business, and still felt like I'm not much of anything. He's finally grasping on to the fact that I am somebody. I've always been somebody. Everybody is somebody. We all have such a wonderful place in this world. But he's got a lot of confidence in himself now and knows that he's valuable. And I'm kind of leaning towards saying, the biggest thing that ever held him back from like either having the love story that he wanted or, pursuing the dream that he really wants is, I think he just didn't think he was allowed to have it. Or like I said, maybe he had imposter syndrome, or maybe he didn't really know how amazing he is and how valuable he is. What is it that's helping him to gain that comprehension on the 6th? By the way, didn't we just have a message for the 5th that was very similar like this, but it was for a feminine? I swear that's what it was. 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Okay, so the 6th is actually a day where he may be kind of like juggling ideas a little bit and discovering that either he's a lot better at juggling ideas now and he feels a lot more competent at it, or he finally realizes that it's a waste to carry burdens around with us our whole life of feeling not good enough. It's silly. Maybe this is like, I don't know, maybe he's coming up to, like a birthday or something. And he's just recognizing that we can spend so much of our life insisting that somehow we're still uncomfortable in our own skin and we're not talented, even if we are, and even if we've made it in this world, but we're the last person to like recognize that. I mean, because here he looks like he's got the crowd bumping, like everybody loves him. Everybody is really happy to be around him. And it's almost like he didn't believe that about himself for a long time. He finally is like enjoying like kind of himself. He's enjoying who he is for the first time. He's been on a lonely journey. I almost feel like this is somebody who had a pretty deep melancholy at one point in time. I don't know where this sense of either wound, or this can be fear, guilt, shame, remorse. This can be something that was placed upon him in childhood and he didn't even recognize it. Whatever this was, it's finally lifting off of his shoulders because he's done a lot of deep inner work. Maybe he's traveled down some road of, we see a book that's open, but my impression is like somebody who's maybe very artistic. Maybe he's journaled stuff. Maybe he's written stuff. Maybe he's worked through pain. Sometimes the best way to discover what we really think is to write down whatever is in our heads and then go back and read it. And we go, especially if my rule is 3 days, write something and come back to it in 3 days, because you'll forget it was your voice that just wrote that. And you'll read it like it's a different person talking. And then you get a chance to say, oh, wow, that's where that person was. Oh yeah, and by the way, that person was me, or that was their headspace. It's hard when you're feeling it to be objective, but if you can write it out and then come back to it 3 days later. This is just personally, I'm not saying anybody else agrees with this. This is just what I find to be true. So this is definitely just a Kate thing. Please just know I don't give life advice or anything, but that is true for me as a person. When I write, I come back to it after 3 days and then I evaluate. Lots of times I go, wow, that's a pompous little jerk. It sucks that that's me. No, but lots of times we come back to our own words and go, eek, cringe, or we go, wow, that's so true. That encompasses exactly what I wanted to say. And there are moments like that too, it's amazing to figure out what your brain actually thinks. This feels like this masculine has done that. This is his big turning point. He's been doing a lot of that already. And you notice that there's light at the end of both of these tunnels. There's laying down a huge burden. It's like he had to challenge himself. Like, could I really just freaking let the stone go? Could I really quit dragging this boulder around and just be lighthearted? Could I really get out from under this mantle of guilt? I don't know where his guilt came from. If it was placed upon him, if he was told he needed to play small most of his life or something, but he doesn't have to anymore. So this masculine knows now on the 6th that his days of living in the dungeon, maybe self-imposed dungeon, the dungeon of his mind, it's over. He gets to just live. My impression is that this is probably a character who had a certain melancholy around him for maybe many years, and now it's lifted off of him. I think whatever chapter of his life he's in, whatever decade of his life he's in, he will probably have the most joyful, most lighthearted, most like loving, most fantastic. He's not going to walk around with all this, tremendous guilt anymore. He's going to just love his life. Tell me about the magician there, because we got the Empress. There's somebody that he cares a great deal about, somebody that he thinks is amazing, somebody that he wants to be with. That I'm going to say this Empress now could be a Libra, could be a Taurus, but Six of Cups. He has either felt connected to her for a really long time and he's going back to her. He says that I'm not going to punish myself and say I'm not allowed to be with the soulmate that I love anymore. I'm going to go ahead and be with the person that I really love. I believe I could make them happy. I believe I have something to offer her. Good for you, darling. Good for you. This is awesome. She could be an earth sign. This is his ideal match, by the way. He started out first as a King of Pentacles. Who he matches to is his Queen of Pentacles. Doesn't matter what gender. This could be 2 men, 2 women, reverse gender roles, does not matter. But he knows this is his counterpart, and he knows that he doesn't have to be shy or think he's not good enough. He's ready to be with his counterpart. But this action that he takes on the 6th, this sudden like dropping of the stone, feeling better about himself as a human being, that's the real big message for the 6th. And then we see him take radical steps in his life to really pursue the life that he wants. Let me just go back to that Fool card, him getting on the plane there. 6 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. He is like, I don't know, was he hiding himself away for quite a while? Was he avoiding everybody? Was he avoiding someone that he cared about? Was he avoiding being in a relationship? I almost feel like he has tucked himself away, like I said, in the basement, writing for a really long time, and he's finally ready to be visible again. He's finally like, let the paparazzi, let the pap do their papping, let the pops do their popping. I don't care. I feel like he's a funny blend of like an introverted famous person or an introverted person who is actually like, he's very powerful. When he walks in a room, people notice who he is, but it's like he was uncomfortable with that, if that makes sense. He's not going to be uncomfortable with it anymore or feel unworthy of it anymore. If people care about him, want to be around him, I think he's finally going to be like, how awesome it is that they care about me, that they like me, that they see value in me. I think he was very uncomfortable with people seeing value in him before, and that's the biggest change. Oh, I love this story. I am so happy for this character. I'm so happy for his outcome, for his life, for his love story. I am just over the moon for this character. It's really nice when we get strong and cohesive. Like every single card in this storyline like just kept getting better and better. But anyway, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I really appreciate you being here. All right, take care. Bye.